Hey, good afternoon, you all. God bless you. Welcome to Mike Reed Outdoors. Thanks a lot for watching. Man, I tell you one thing, it has been chilly willy up here in the state of Virginia from a 70 Christmas day to almost down below zero here just a few days ago. Got down about 6 degrees. Not so cold in my shop. My water jugs I've got down here don't have any running water in the shop. That jug right there is frozen solid all the way to the top. Anyway, I did make me some hot cocoa though. I like my hot cocoa. What we're going to be doing in this video is a young fella asked me to show him how to make a handle. Now when I was making, let me see here. One of my last videos, I showed how to forge that particular half-inch wood gouge right there. So he wanted me to show him how to make the handle. Now you can whittle the handles down if you want to with your pocket knife and drill a hole through them that way. But I've got a wood lathe, so I'm going to show some tips and tricks on how to use your wood lathe to make handles for your tools. And if you don't have a wood lathe, you should get you one if you can afford it. You can get them on Amazon now. A basic little old wood lathe, bench top for less than $200. And I've got an old Sears 48-inch one here that my daddy had, and I acquired that from him, trading with him, and that's how I got the one I'm going to use over here. But anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to make a handle for just any tool that you're trying to make it for, whether it's a hammer handle or, you know, a hoe handle or something like that. Hey, you all, I would like to give a little shout out to my buddy from Spirit of the Outdoors, Justin Skunk Man Peden. He has a business there. They have a business there that they do from home, and they make pottery. And the name of their pottery is, their business is Southern Mud Pottery. Check this out right here. Now that's a handmade pottery. He made that for me and sent it to me free of charge. And I really appreciate my buddy doing that. But you all should check out Southern Mud Pottery and see what they have available. All you do is just Google it, and you will find out how to get in contact with Justin and them, and they would be glad to make you some stuff. I'm sure you would be very well pleased with it. So check out Southern Mud Pottery. All right, young feller, what we're going to use right here today is an Appalachian Mountain. This is American hornbeam right here. The reason they call it hornbeam is because if you sort of look down it right there, you'll see ridges in that piece of wood right there that looks like a deer's antler. So we're going to turn this piece down for a handle, and the first thing I do with it is I'm going to mark the center of it with an old spur that I've got for my lathe right there. You see that thing right there? So I don't really get all bent out of shape over finding the center or something, as long as I've got enough wood to cut the project down. So I'm going to hammer that down in there, and I'm going to mark where that's at. Now this is a piece of green hornbeam, okay? Now we'll do the same thing on the other end, but we won't drive it all the way down to them cutters on this end. Okay. Turn it back over. Now you can leave it like that, but sometimes you'll have rip outs, meaning that the machine over here, if you hang your cutter up in it, it'll just rip this out of this piece of soft wood. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take right where them marks are. We're going to take a hacksaw. We're going to just cut a small indentation. I got that too solid, do it. Right down in there. And that'll let the blades of that spur set down in there further. Because I don't care who you are, if you're not careful, you will have rip outs in there and then you just have to start all over again. You see what I did right there? Basically just cut an X in it. So I've got that set up right there where I cut those notches in that piece of wood. So line them things up. Bring your tailstock in there and put it centered up in that hole. Now I usually just give it a tap. Just like that right there, and then tighten it down. Alright, now we'll set our bench, which is what this right here is. This is your tool bench. We're going to set this thing inside here. To where we want it. And I can tell you right now, this sure beats doing it by hand, because, you know, hand whittling that stuff down takes a long time. So move your bench in there as far as that thing will go without touching the bench. And tighten it down. Now, turn it on, make sure it don't touch it. Don't, okay. Now, we're ready to roll. All right, you all, now, rather than guess that, let's say you want, that you know that you want something to be an inch up here at the back side of your handle where you're gripping, like this handle right here. Let's say you want that part to be an inch. How do you do that without guessing? Or how do you do it without, you know, trying to measure it with something? Especially a set of calipers, which I don't like to use on the lathe. Here's the easiest way to do it. Take you some scrap pieces of paneling. Take you a drill. Let's say you want that to be a 1-inch round handle. We simply take a drill bit and drill a hole through that piece of paneling right there. Cut that off in the center. You can see I've got 2 different size holes there. See that? So you cut it off in the center, and there you got it. Then you can just take that piece, and I'll show you how to do that. And you can just stick it while you're working and testing it to get it to the right size. See what I'm saying? And if you want it smaller on the other end, you simply do the same thing with on another piece, and you could have like 4 or 5 different ways to check the size of your cuts there that you're trying to make. Okay. Now this particular one right here, see, I used the other one on that. I used that one right there to make the top of that handle. Then I just eyeballed the other end of it since it was short. So let's get into this project and I'll show you how this works. All right, so we're going to take a 1/2-inch skew, and we're going to round this piece up with this 1/2-inch skew so that it will be round before we start trying to turn it into the project that we're going to turn it into. Okay, we're going to make this end right here an 1 1/8. That's what this is right here. And it's almost there. So let's cut it down. To the right size. I hope I don't get in you guys' way. I'm going to get in your way right there. So almost perfect. So what you do is we'll go down the handle about this right down to here. And that looks pretty close. Exactly. I've done that so many times I can almost guess it, you all. Alright. Remember that chisel I made the other day? Let's just use that chisel right now. You see me do that with a chisel that you can make yourself, you all. Edge of it sharp as a razor. Okay, let's take a skew. This is a one inch skew right here. Alright, on this end we're almost exactly the size that I'm looking for. Really, really close. Okay, to finish this little project up, cut that thing almost completely off. Alright, let's take a saw and finish cutting it off right here. You see that handle right there? That one right there is going on a little hammer I've got out in the blacksmith shop. Now it's got some little flat spots on it right there where it didn't come completely down. You can see that right there? Now if you want it flat, you can use spoke shave on it if you want to. Just to create some flat spots in this. See how easy that is? See how that works? Now, all right, so that handle's made right there, you all. And this right here is really, really simple and easy to do. So, you know, you saw me make the chisel. You didn't see me make the handle. Well, that's the way I did it. By the way, this is epoxied in there, you all. And I've got a washer on the top of it, and the end of the shaft comes all the way out the top, so that when I tap on it, I will be tapping right on the end of that handle shaft. So you saw me just use that chisel that I made. Works really good. So if you don't have a wood lathe, you ought to get you one. I mean, if you can afford it. If you're going to do this by hand, you can still use these little tricks right here. Okay? Just that way, that way you're not guessing at what, excuse me, that way you're not guessing at the size. Just take you a piece of paneling, take you a drill bit, the size of the hole that you want, and cut it down the middle. You can do it all around that piece of wood. Then you can set it on there, and that will be your gauge instead of guessing. Anyway, that's how to make a handle, you all, out of a piece of American hornbeam. Thanks for watching Mike Reed Outdoors. God bless you all. Have yourself a great day.